Figure I'll give you some first impressions on this new Rippa R13 Pro I got a couple of weeks ago. I've got about 4 hours on it. Did some work with on the trails, taking the water off the trails with a culvert and a diversion. Worked pretty good for that. First impressions, I would say it's a little tippy going downhill. I got a lot of hills around here. A little tippy going downhill forward. Sort of have to put the boom behind you and drive backwards to go down some of the things that I've been over. I guess it's something that I'm just going to have to get used to. The controls here are a little awkward to use. They're so short. Maybe a little better would be on the R15 that has them higher. You got to sort of hunch over to use them. But that's something else I'll have to get used to. This thing came with the hydraulic quick hitch, which is kind of annoying. I didn't really want it, but when it came in off the boat, they said it had it, and they gave it to me for nothing, so I've got it. The pin that goes in here, that's 14 millimeters, and it takes a hammer to whale that thing in and out. So I just left it out. The only thing it's there for is safety, in case you don't have the switch, which is right here. If you accidentally hit that with your knee while you're using it, it'll drop your bucket if you're not careful. So that's what that pin is for. I'll have to replace it with something narrower. Overall, I'm happy with it. It's a little jerky, but I got to get used to it like anything else. So today, I'm going to take this tilt bucket off and put on a rake. These implements are really cheap, so I got a handful of them. Just get them off of eBay, and they're, you know, maybe 150 for the small ones. The most expensive was the tilt bucket, which was, I think, just about 300 bucks. Regarding this tilt bucket, if you're going to get anything that has to hook up to your auxiliary attachments, make sure you get your right fittings. It's tough to find the fitting that goes between the connector and this. This is an M14 with a compression fitting, and this one that I got up here was an SAE, I believe. I'm not sure, but anyway, make sure you get that straightened out. It took me about a month before I can get the fittings to make the thing work. So keep that in mind if you're going to get a tilt bucket or, you know, a jackhammer or any of those things. Another thing I wanted to mention was that this thing comes set up as ISO controls for an excavator, and I've been using SAE on my backhoe for 15 years or so, and I tried ISO and it just wasn't going to work for me, so I had to get that swapped. So the way that I did that, first I looked to see if I could do it here at the controls, at the stick, and the fittings in there will not work. They're so tight and they're different front to back, which is what you would have to swap, so that won't work. So the place you have to do it is in here, coming off the hoses that come off the boom. You got enough room, so you got to take off these two bolts, bolt here and here on either side, and then I took the whole ROPS off, but you don't have to. Just take off this, and this, and then rotate the ROPS forward, and you should be able to pull this cover off to access what you have to deal with. And then you got to swap your boom and your dipper left to right, and you also have to swap them top to bottom. If you don't swap them top to bottom, then when you push on your stick, your boom is going to come up, and when you pull on your stick, your boom is going to go down, and that doesn't work. So swap them both ways and you're good to go. All right, so I'll get this swapped over to the rake after I get the girls out of the barn so they're not in the way. Show you what I got to do. Morning, girls. Wanna go out? Now I normally have to clean these stalls out by hand because I've never been able to get anything in here. I have a grapple for the tractor, but that's only good going down the middle here, and it overflows the back of the UTV. So let's see how this works out. So it seems like it works pretty good. This is the first time using the rake attachment and the first time working with the machine inside the barn. I'll have to clear out the center aisle a bit to lower the floor enough to get the ROPS under the door header, and then I'll be able to pull it into the stall and work from there. Should speed up the time it takes to get most of the hay out of the stall, then I'll finish the last bits by hand. I haven't seen many videos of the Rippas in action, so hopefully you found this worth watching.